Joining us, Ty Bartell as always, but also Samantha Marscio, the head coach of the girls soccer team at Austintown Fitch. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So let's talk a little bit about what you're returning this year and what you're so excited about the Falcons in this 2021 season.
Yeah, I think, we definitely had a normal summer this year for the most part, where we were able to kind of get back to it early on in June and July, where last year we didn't have that. So I think we definitely are coming into the season well prepped and prepared, unlike last year.
Preview this upcoming matchup with Howland. What are we looking at with the Tigers, and what do we expect here from the Falcons?
Yeah, it's one of those games that you're always excited to play, and it just happens to be our home opener as well. We've been working really hard to kind of prep for the game and this season, and it's kind of it's nice to jump into a big game right off the bat, but also a little stressful and things that we're trying to work on and get prepared for before the big game. We're still working through some minor injuries that we had going in early on. And so we're making some adjustments and trying out new things, and girls are still learning to play new positions and adjusting as we head into the season.
Leadership is obviously so important. Talk about the leaders that you're going to lean on this year and how important they'll be to the team.
Yeah, so we have currently one captain, and Moira George. She has definitely taken the leadership role heading into the season and kind of stepped up, has really pushed the team as a whole, from our freshmen to our other seniors. And we have found that the girls have really leaned towards her, and she's really pushed them to kind of put in their best effort every practice and scrimmage that we've had. We also have 4 other seniors, and, it's nice to have a good group of girls that are there to enjoy their senior year and push a team forward.
I think there's no doubt that in the Austintown community, soccer is pretty huge, especially in girls soccer. So talk to me a little bit about the youth that you have and how much they participate, as well as the community involvement for the sport.
Yeah, we're super fortunate to have the Austintown Community Soccer League and travel teams that are coming up. We look forward to their help. They've helped us. Our girls help throughout the springtime, and we work with them consistently, and we look to get girls to come out and be ball girls and get them involved as early on as we can. And it's led us to have a pretty good group of freshmen each year coming in and wanting to continue to be part of the Falcon program and just excited to be there. We've also had girls that'll come work out with us, incoming 8th graders and things like that will come work out through the summer months, and just trying to get a sneak peek of what they're in for in the upcoming years.
You're also getting ready for back to school as a teacher, 3rd grade, I believe, right? I'm not.
I just moved my room back to 1st grade.
So, what's it like going from working with 1st graders to going and coaching the varsity level high school soccer?
I would like to say that they're very different, but they're not. It's just nice to work with the community here in Austintown and be a part of the little ones. And you see those eager 1st graders that want to come in and learn, and then to work with the high school girls, in the afternoon after work. And it just still comes together that they're here for the community. They're here for their team. They're here for Fitch. They're, those Falcon pride, like you see it from the little ones to then working at practice. And the girls laugh and they always have stories for them, heading into practice. And it's nice to have that different age group.
Speaking of stories, talk about your sports story and your story with coaching and what led you to the Austintown soccer program.
Yeah, so I have been with Austintown program for 5 or 6 years now. I started as the JV coach here, and I work with Bill Spencer and Heather Stinson are my 2 assistant coaches now. I stepped into the varsity role last year, which I'll tell you, stepping into that varsity role heading into a COVID season was definitely an adjustment for the team, for the girls, for myself, and the coaching staff, and kind of reorganizing ourselves. And anytime you get a new coaching staff, wherever it is or whatever team, and how you change your coaching roles is adjustment for the team as a whole. And we're still working through those, and we're still working through some growing pains, and that will, I think, continue for the next few years, but it is definitely headed in a positive and right direction.
Other than obviously, all the COVID-19 stuff that occurred last year, what was the one thing about stepping into that varsity level job that was maybe different than you expected, harder than you expected, or kind of surprised you about what went on with it?
I think that setting those expectations, now we've always had high expectations as long as I've been here for the girls, but just that different role and getting the girls to see that different role the coaching staff has was an adjustment and definitely a different task, but I've had great staff, that has helped me through that. Bill Spencer has definitely helped fill in some of those gaps, things I wasn't sure of, things that needed to be done, all that backstage stuff that most people don't see. That is definitely the most taxing part of all of it, is because that has to get done. Someone has to do it. And usually it falls on the head coach role, and finding those people to delegate and make sure that everything's getting done behind the scenes, as well as coaching. You're there to coach and bring home some wins, and it just adds to the pile.
I mean, stepping into a varsity level coaching position in a COVID-19 year is definitely not ideal, but talk to me about something you learned about yourself as a coach from that experience.
Oh boy. I think that I've learned over the years, I've been coaching for many years, that the times have changed. Girls have changed. What motivates them, what pushes them is not the same. And I think that's definitely something I've learned as a coach, in trying to still navigate through that, and how to push them to be a winning team and want that winning spirit for themselves. And just every day in life, we're here for soccer, obviously, but I want the girls to understand, this applies to their life and as they move forward. And I think finding those things that motivate them and get them to acknowledge that about themselves has definitely changed. And that's definitely something, an adjustment I've had to make.
We ask all of our soccer coaches this because soccer is so unique in the fact that once that whistle blows, coach doesn't really have too much control over what goes on. There's no timeouts. You can't get your team in a huddle. Other than halftime making a couple adjustments, it's pretty much hoping that they're prepared and hoping they execute the game plan. From your perspective, what's that like coaching during the game on the soccer field?
I feel like I've always been one that I want to believe in them. I want to trust them that they're going to go out there and do what they need to do. And that's kind of the spiel I give them before every game, is that I cannot be out there for them. Us as coaches cannot be out there coaching and scream. They're not going to hear you. They don't. I can scream till I'm blue in the face, and they're not going to hear half of what I am trying to address to them. And, especially this year, we're heading into a season where we don't have very many subs. Our rosters are pretty low. And I don't even have, that time to pull one girl or two and say, hey, this is what we need to do. And we need to, put you back in and do it. And they are going to have to learn this season that they need to make those adjustments on their own and on the fly, and finding that leadership. I'm hoping from my captain and on-field play from them, that it has to come from the girls.
Looking on that on-field play a little bit, what is the biggest thing you're hoping to improve with the team from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think we've made some adjustments as our formation to match kind of our new roles girls are playing. And we're hoping that we can kind of push forward and keep that possession play going and work on that, and kind of navigate in the way of pressuring up top and keeping the ball with us, and doing better at getting some shots off and more shots on goal, because the more we can do that and execute that, hopefully we can put some more balls back in the net and rely more on our offense than sit back on our defense.
In that same fashion, what do you think is going to be a strength of this team this year? If you had to pick like one thing that you guys are going to be really good at.
I think our center midfielders have really found a click with them. They've really found a way to possess the ball out of the middle. And I think if we can use that to drive our force in our offense, I think we'll be great. We have Bailey Baker, who has been one of our leading scorers, and she has been working nonstop, working on her shots off the field after practices. And I think it's going to pay off for us and for her. And I think we can rely on that center midfield to kind of push our team together.
And this is a question I usually like asking all coaches, especially the first time talking to them. What is your favorite thing about coaching, and what is your favorite thing about coaching this group of girls?
I think that my favorite thing about coaching is that I still get involved in a game that I've loved since I was little. And it is such a different role than playing. And to be honest, I think I like it better. I like to be on the sidelines and push them and motivate them and hopefully find some success. And it just keeps me involved in the game that I've grown to love and still love and find new ways to enjoy it. With this group of girls, I can honestly say they make me laugh. This group this year, they make me laugh every day. Now, sometimes I have to say they drive me crazy and we run quite a bit, but they come to school. They're a good group of girls who want to work and they find humor in a lot of things. And I appreciate that for them. I appreciate that they come and want to, talk to the coaching staff and they want to enjoy conversations with us. And I like that about them.
And you have that coaching mentality. What would you as a coach tell younger you as a player if you could give yourself some advice in a time machine?
Oh boy, I wish I would have told myself to work a little harder. I can honestly say I tell them that all the time. And I think I wish I would have taken my own advice, pushed a little bit harder when I played in high school and just embrace the time together with your teammates. It comes and goes so fast and the years fly and even coaching, these girls, before you know it, they come in as freshmen and then they are standing there as your 5 seniors and, they get caught up in the world. And I wish I could just tell them, slow down and enjoy it because you do miss it.
My final question for you is not really even a question. It's going to be more of just putting a spotlight on you in the program. For any young females that may be watching, listening, talk to them, talk about why soccer is a good program to get involved in at a young age.
It's all about the team, and it's about learning to work hard and to strive for something. And, we've kind of, as a program, adopted commit, strive, compete. And I think that, I pick those words with the team and the coaching staff because it really follows you in the team, in the real world. And getting involved in soccer is just such a great way to keep moving and finding something to do and love. And I have to say that for all sports, not even just soccer, is finding something you love to do and finding that spare time to fill your spare time with. And I think it is great for young girls to get involved and then give back and find a role in coaching or training or, and giving back to even those younger players that want to come out and giving us something to look forward to.
Before we let you go, let's talk about your schedule as a whole. We already talked about that Howland game, but I know there's a lot of tough teams on your schedule. Talk about the challenges ahead and what excites you so much about it, and also how much it will prepare you for the postseason.
We talk about that all the time as a team, and I've been pushing to the girls that our schedule is tough, but in my eyes, and something I try to let the team know is that it's all prep for the postseason. We are going to push and we're going to work and we're going to come across some tough teams. We start off the season with Howland and then we run into Lake and Mentor the first 3 games. And that's a tough opening 2 weeks. And especially with the start of school, we know how crazy that gets. And I tell them all the time, we're working, each game for the district final. We're working now for playoffs. Everything we come across, every struggle we are going to work through, and we're going to get better, and we're going to watch film, and we're going to make ourselves better at practice and work towards an end goal. That schedule is tough this year. And I think it's going to help us, though, in pay off in the playoff season, putting the effort in now and the struggles now for later.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time on a Friday, and we look forward to covering you all season and talking to you again real soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us.